So last night, big night for Joel Embiid, 70 points. Teammates were feeding him the ball. He was hungry, he was hot, and they were feeding him. Embiid's a great player, MVP. We've talked about the league and how it's changing and getting larger and more international. Anybody else notice this, though? I thought about this last night as Embiid was going off. Small ball has vanished. Did it ever really exist? Or was it the greatest small scorer in league history and the greatest 6'7" defender, small for the men he was defending? Even the best of the small ball, the best of it, was when they added 6'11", super long, underrated defender KD. That was the best of small ball. We're 5 years past small ball at its peak. The league is owned, dominated by Giannis and Jokic and Embiid. The Celtics got better noticeably. What could it be? They added Porzingis. Think about it. The top team in the West, Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, two bigs, Minnesota. Even the top scoring point guards, 6'7.5" Luka, 6'6" SGA. People convince themselves size didn't matter. It's always mattered. Michael's the outlier. I grew up with Kareem and Wilt. What about Magic? He had Wilt. What about Kobe? He had Shaq. What about Tony Parker's MVP year? He had Duncan, the better player. There was the Isaiah Thomas Pistons, known for physicality. Rodman, Mahorn, Lambeer tackling people. Well, there were the Chauncey Billups Pistons with Ben Wallace, a badass, and Rasheed Wallace. Steph is the first Finals MVP, little guy, point guard in 16 years. Did small ball ever really exist, or was it two historically unique players? The greatest small scorer in league history, Steph Curry, and the greatest smaller defender, considering who he defends, Draymond Green. Look at the copycats of small ball. Blazers, about that backcourt. Zippo. Houston, Zippo. Wall and Beal in D.C., Zippo. Will be led by Trae Young, a big nothing burger. People tried to copy something that didn't exist. They didn't have Steph. They didn't have Draymond. The NBA now is clearly international and led by bigs. Even the dominant scoring point guards are big. Kobe had Shaq, Parker had Duncan, Michael's the outlier. In terms of dominance, he's 6'6.5", that sort of small. It's like mobile quarterbacks in the NFL. We love them. But the Ravens' ascension is really built on the growth of Lamar Jackson in the pocket. Don't confuse the greatest small scorer in league history, Steph Curry, and the greatest small-ish defender in Draymond Green for anything more than a fad. The fidget spinner. Couldn't take our eyes off it for a few years. Vanished. Nobody cares. Size has always mattered. And once again, it's taking over the league. All right, this story is about the Niners. J-Mac's not going to like this one. So according to the latest report, Deebo Samuel has no fracture, but that totally unique player is up in the air for the championship. So when you view the Niners, don't we view them as creative and unpredictable and clever? They are with Deebo. But I'll argue when you take Deebo out of the Niners, they're actually a very traditional offense with one deep receiver, an old school physical tight end, and a dominant running back. Think about this. With Deebo, the Niners win 70% of their games. Without Deebo, they're the Raiders, 8-9. with a star receiver, a dominant running back, a really good left tackle, and a quarterback who you don't trust, and a great edge rusher. Think I'm joking. What do the Raiders have? Max Crosby, Devontae Adams, great left tackle, star running back. Colin, that's actually accurate. And the Raiders are in a tougher division, arguably, and a tougher conference. Christian McCaffrey's the best player. Deebo's the X factor. Without Deebo, they're 8-9. Those are the numbers in the NFC. I'm looking at them right now. With Deebo, they average 27 a game. Without Deebo, 24. And that is significant. The turnover differential with Deebo plus 25. Without Deebo, minus 8. That's since Deebo entered the league. So we all know that quarterbacks like a Josh Allen or a Mahomes or a Lamar Jackson can be worth 10 to 11 points in Las Vegas. The numbers tell you that Deebo is worth a field goal. If you simply take Deebo out of the Niners, he is a field goal. That would be the most valuable non-quarterback in the National Football League. No other player is worth 3 points. No defensive player, and even a Jamar Chase isn't worth that. So if you take quarterbacks out, and we know there's a sliding scale, Lamar's worth 10 or 11, Aaron Rodgers in his prime 10, and then, average guys 2, a backup maybe half a point 1. The numbers tell you, they're all here, that Deebo is worth a field goal in a game where the line is what, 3.5 points? I will take the Lions if Deebo does not play. Backed by science, backed by data. It's just very interesting. How you view the Niners with Deebo is creative, clever, and unpredictable. When he leaves, they are a one-deep threat, an old-school tight end, and a dominant running back with a great edge rusher. And a quarterback nobody truly trusts if you press them. The Garoppolo Raiders. Hi, everybody. It's me, Uncle Colin. Subscribe here to get the latest from the herd, including exclusive behind-the-scenes videos and more, wherever you may be, however you may be watching. Thanks again for making us part of your day.